Hey guys, I'm Mr. Fetty here. Today it's going to be a brand new LEGO set review, and this time it's a LEGO Star Wars set. It's called the Mandalorian N-1 Starfighter Microfighter. I should say mouthful to say on the title of that set. So yeah, so set number is 75363. It has 88 pieces for ages 6 and up, and this costs like $15. So let's check out the box first. So here's the box. So here's the front of it. Here's the side, which showcases the side artwork, and here's the top, which showcases the actual size of the Grogu minifigure, and here's the other side, and here's the bottom, and here's the back, which showcases the back of the N-1 Starfighter. So yeah, and the instruction manual, which has a total of 47 pages to build, even though it's like kind of 45 pages to build for me. So yeah. And there's the ad for the other Mandalorian sets as part of Season 3. And here's the advertisement for the mech sets, which I have one of them, which I can review it like this week. So stay tuned for that, guys. And here's the Wind featuring a robot. So yeah. So onto the minifigures first. So for the minifigures, which I think this is like the first time that in a single Microfighter set, which is like more than one minifigure, instead of like in the double pack set, which is like coming in 2-bit minifigures, since that was mostly only in the double pack Microfighters. So yeah. So first is Mando, aka Djarin, which is his actual name, and yeah, this is the same minifigure from the Razor Crest Microfighter, but the only difference is his helmet is actually quite different, and if you clearly see it, it's yeah, I just kind of felt surprised that that the helmet looks slightly updated for this set, and so as the other Mandalorian sets for the Season 3 waves, and yeah, I think I like this more than the original, since I think it's because of the little updated look, and I think it's a bit more accurate now, since the original Din Djarin minifigure has a little more thicker black line on the right, like on the bottom here. While here it's like a little bit more slimmed down, so just to make it a bit more accurate in the show. So yeah, and in front it has same printing, by the arm printing, the leg printing, the front printing, and there's the other arm printing, but the only difference between this Din Djarin minifigure and the one from 2022 from the Razor Crest Microfighter and the other Mandalorian sets from 2019 up until like 2020, I think. Or is it 21? I think it's 2021. He has a face, which kind of surprised me, since I think it took so long for LEGO to finally give us the actual face of the Djarin instead of like just a black minifigure head, which that's kind of bothersome. So yeah, and let me showcase the back printing. Just hang on a sec. Here's what the back printing on the recent the Djarin minifigure looks like, which slightly the same. So yeah. So let's just check out that Grogu minifigure. Oh, I completely forgot that there's like a little printing on the top of the newer the Djarin minifigure, which I think it looks a little more have more interesting detail than which I think is like the more noticeable here than the original from the original Mandalorian set waves from 2019 to up until 2021, because it doesn't have like a little marking right there, which I think this makes the newer Jar Jar minifigure a bit better than the original. So yeah, let's get the old junkie away, because this one is kind of better to me. So yeah, and for the Grogu minifigure, which this is like the first time I got a baby minifigure piece, and including the head, which I think is like it's kind of only for the baby minifigure piece. So yeah, it's pretty cute, and just look at him. Also, no back printing, but he has like a nice detail on the front printing, and yeah, stop looking at me with those big old eyes. So yeah. So anywho, so that's the minifigures I was including in this set. So onto the Microfighter itself. So the Microfighter itself, it looks really nice, and it's completely different, than the Razor Crest, which I think has been destroyed in season 2, and this is the vehicle that's been used in season 3, which I sadly haven't watched it yet, which I might think about watching it someday. So yeah, it's kind of a, it's not as good as the first 2 seasons. So yeah, I'll just see if it's actually good or not. Despite I heard some mixed thoughts, mixed opinions about it. So yeah, and it's almost like the Naboo Starfighter, but this is completely different, since it looks like a grayish color with a little bit yellow here, and also you get to move these little engine pieces, like spinning them like that, which has almost like a little motion, but when it's when you spin it, and also there's a pretty long antenna right there by the back, and yeah, and it's a pretty nice build, and let's compare it to the Razor Crest, which, the original vehicle that Mando drove in the first 2 seasons, and also the good thing is that it didn't have a back compartment, bitch. The back door right there, which the Razor Crest has it, but there's nothing to fit in there. But so yeah, so that's +1. So that's 0.1 for the N-1 Starfighter, and also these stud blasters actually shoot green studs instead of the red for the Razor Crest. So yeah, so we demonstrated it in 3, 2, 1. Yeah, so let me get that other stud out of the closet. So just hang on a sec. Okay, I got that one green stud back. One of those green studs back in these little stud blasters. So yeah, well, it's kind of annoying to try to losing these studs, but it's still a pretty good play feature. But yeah, and there's 2 little seats right there, one for Grogu and one for Din Djarin. So yeah, so let me put Grogu first, and then have Mando or Din Djarin in there to sit on. So yeah, and also it's pretty swooshable, which kind of pretty fun to play with, but yeah, lots of good details, with the coloring, and the dark grays, the light grays, and the little bit of yellow here, and a little bit of the 3 translucent blue stud pieces, or I think it's a light blue light blue color for these 3 studs right there. So yeah, and let me get compared to the Razor Crest Microfighter again and see which one looks better. I feel like this one's better, because there's I feel a bit more, because of the 2 figures in 1 set deal, which I think is kind of better. Well, this one's actually cost better because I think it's used to be $10. Well, this one's $15, which this one's a bit cheaper, but sadly it's no longer available in the store. So yeah, I felt bad for the people who just wanted that Razor Crest Microfighter set, but at least this N-1 Starfighter looks kind of better for me. So because it looks more interesting, and the 2 figures in 1 set is kind of makes it a bit superior. So yeah. So now on my final thoughts on this set. Overall, it's a really great Microfighter set, and possibly it's a bit better than the Razor Crest Microfighter. It's still a good Microfighter. So yeah, and also just 2 minifigures in 1 deal just kind of surprised me, since I think it's kind of possibly the first time we have this. So yeah, and there's a lot of good pieces, like these spike pieces, which I think these those are brand new, and Also the little more metallic stud blaster piece, which I think it looks nice, which is, you know, nice recoloring that for this piece. So yeah, and yeah. So anywho, ranking on the set, I'll just give it a fair 8 out of 10. Now it's a really good Microfighter set now, and possibly has like a lot of, it's pretty fun to play with. It's pretty swooshable. So yeah. So anywho, I just hope you guys enjoy this new Lego Star Wars set review, and like, comment this video and subscribe for more content. So this is Mr. Fenny here, and have a Startastic night. So bye.